Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Trading Cards and welcome to TCG Talk, where we talk about different topics of trading card games and give our opinions about it. So we have our topic for today, which is collectability and playability, and also errors that comes with collectability, right? And we have here my friend Peeweez. Hi, Peeweez. How are you doing?
Hello, hello. Doing well as always. Always glad to have a discussion with you.
Yeah, I think this is the episode 2 of
It
our
is.
TCG Talk.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about collectibility because I know you're a collector. I can see your boxes there,
Yep.
and you get a lot of variations, right?
Yeah, exactly. Got some Yu-Gi-Oh there. Got MetaZoo, Pokemon. A lot of it is Pokemon MetaZoo, pretty much. And
Yeah.
then
No.
there's
Mhm.
like a living card game called
Oh,
Munchkins up there as well.
oh, there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can imagine my room will be filled after probably October because Kickstarter's
They're all
coming in
coming in. Yes.
delivered.
Oh man.
OMG. So I bought a bunch of TCG, the things that I love, like artwork.
Mhm.
Because I can't say that I'm 100% collector. I can say that maybe I'm just 30% collector.
Really? What
And
what what's the
then
other 70%?
70% is I'm playability is I play 20% because for now
Mhm.
because I still have my kid here.
Yes, yes.
And then 50% is investments. So I want to put my investment to this
Hmm.
one. So what I did is I have some investments in mutual funds. Then
Yep.
I also cut my portion of my income to this kind of trading card game. So it's
Yes.
diversify everything. So 30% collectibility, yeah, and playability, playing, yeah, 20% soon will be maybe it might increase
Yeah, it might be a lot more, right?
because I really love playing.
Yeah, that's one good thing I like talking to you about because you really go delve into the playability aspects as well. Like your videos about on like Tibial's Top Simulator and all that. I
Mhm.
mainly focus on like the collectability and partially investability side. Like playability, I sometimes play it, but sometimes the game just goes way over my head sometimes.
My strength, because you need to know your strength and weakness, right? So
Mhm.
my strength is I really can imagine playing. So I can imagine playing this card on my brain. Like I can
Mm.
imagine you in front and then we're playing. So
Is
that's
it?
that's why I once you tell me about the game and then I will imagine the board, the
I'm thinking,
cards.
have you seen a Queen's Gambit? He's kind of like, like she stares at one of the episodes, she stares up on the ceiling and the
Mhm.
chessboard is playing by itself. It's kind of like
Exactly.
that.
Okay, have you seen the Doctor? Ah, the Good
No,
Doctor.
no, the Good Doctor. No, I heard about it. I didn't
Yeah,
watch
the
that one
good
either.
the good doctor once he sees he's a special uh kid. He became a doctor because once he sees a person's sick person,
Mhm.
then he imagines all the organs, the flow of the
Oh,
blood. That's what he imagines, and he will analyze where it's blocked, something like that. So
yeah.
in just his imagination. So
That's
that's where I'm also a little bit of that type because once you
cool.
tell me about this one is here going there, I
Mhm.
know in my brain that is already moving. So
That's pretty cool. So you should
that's
get into chess. I think a lot of chess players do that as well.
I don't say that I will be the excellent player, but
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
imagine. I
No, no,
can
no, that's good.
imagine. That's why I do interviews.
Mhm.
So we're talking about the playability today. This one,
For
right?
sure.
So
Yeah, yeah,
that's
exactly.
why I talk about with interviews with other creators. Yeah, I
Mhm.
can imagine how they once they tell me. That's why I ask them, okay, give me the the playmat zones.
Yeah.
Then he will say top right. Then yeah, that's what my strength is.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm,
I know a lot of your interviews, you do focus a lot on like the gameplay and actually the mechanics of the game, which I know some of the other interviews I've seen for other up and coming TCGs, they mainly
mhm,
just talk about like, oh, like what was your idea behind the artwork? What are
mhm.
you making like regarding like special unique cards, like that type of thing. But you go right into the meat and potatoes of the game itself.
Yes, because I wanted to have. um to complete the spectrum of TCG, uh, how you get the three spectrums that I know is like collectibility, investability, and playability. So at
Yes.
least if I get collectibility and playability in with the interviews, because I ask like rarities and what where did they print it, how they do their quality control, so I can get the spectrum of collectors, right?
Yeah,
Then
exactly.
playability is I need to know the game, because if it's like Magic, well, why am I investing in a game that I can invest to Magic, right? With
Yeah,
30 years
exactly.
experience. So
Uh,
although they have different artworks,
mhm.
but if a player wants to play a different, it's totally separate kind of playability, then
Mhm.
he will see my interview as good, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I think it gives the TCG itself a lot more avenues for success. For example, if for some reason maybe the collectability drops, but the playability is really strong, that can
Hmm.
maybe carry the TCG over that hump. And then maybe when the next TCG boom happens again, like they'll be at a good place to be going upwards from the investability side as well.
Yes, because some there are different kinds of players as well. Some
Mhm.
players don't like complicated, some just like very complex game like Flesh and Blood is very complex, right? You
Yes.
have
Yeah.
to, there's for me, I also have a difficulty in with Flesh and Blood. So, but when you play it more and more and more, then you get used to it. But if you
Mhm.
stop, and then you will forget. So some people wants to have like very simple compare cards, put in the graveyard, compare
Yeah.
cards, something like that, right?
And
So
mhm.
showing this to my audience is um they will if, first is they will educate other players,
Yeah.
and also the creators, the upcoming creators, because once they see it, oh, there's already someone done that, right? So they can
Exactly. Yeah. And then
decide.
actually since we're talking about playability and it just to play off what you're saying is
Hmm.
like the games sometimes they start off pretty simple with pretty simple mechanics like just going to the graveyard
Mm,
or like it's just on the board type of thing.
yep.
But like for one example, I tried to get back to Yu-Gi-Oh! When I started Yu-Gi-Oh, it was like when it first came out. So it was
Hmm.
really simple. So
Yes.
there was spell card, trap card, monster card, and fusion card. That was it. Now there's like mechanical fusion, there's like defusion, there's like all these stuff. And I played the new I forgot what's it called. It's like the new Yu-Gi-Oh TCG game on Steam. And then
Mm,
I just couldn't continue after the tutorial. I'm like, I have no clue what's going on. I'm not sure like it being so complicated is a good idea. Like whenever TCGs adds too many mechanics. At the same time, I know like Yu-Gi-Oh's been around for 20 years, right? Like they have to
yeah.
make something new to make it fun. But at the same time, like as a new player, I'm gonna call myself a new player. It's really hard to get into. Like, what are your thoughts on like mechanics getting added to games and just like going away from the like very base, I guess, gameplay that they initially designed?
Yeah. I guess um that's okay, because the players matures,
Mhm.
and maybe we admit we're already old. So once you get older, you don't want complex
That's true. I
game, right?
didn't think about that.
So
Yeah.
now the new players coming in,
Mhm.
especially those who played like the online games, it's so complex, right?
Yeah.
Like even my son plays Roblox, ever Minecraft. It's a bit complex,
Yeah.
and they go to this trading card game. So when they see a really simple game, they
Yeah.
might get bored, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
didn't think about that side. Yeah.
Because for example, if you ask your grandpa about playing Mario Brothers, he doesn't want to, because it's moving, jumping. But for
Yeah.
us that time, it's we can cope it up. We can cope with those movements and mushrooms.
Yeah.
pounding
There's different.
turtles and
Yeah.
those fireballs,
Like they're
So
more used to Pong, right? It's just like one ball and then that's
yeah,
it.
your
That's it.
grandpa probably have played Tetris.
Tetris and Pong. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
and they will see this playing Call of Duty. It's
Mhm.
so complex that you have to load, you have to press Control 1, 2, 3 to assign
Yeah. And you
your
got
weapons.
360. Yeah.
See, so it gets more complex, but the
Mhm.
brain, I guess, the new generations can cope with that. But for us,
Yeah.
we're in the
That's true. Fair point.
higher
Maybe-
age level.
I guess
We're
that's
higher age, child age.
child label. Yes. And then I think that's why maybe a lot of people like our age or older, they kind of stick to the collectability and vestability side more.
Yes, because they just wanted to have a nostalgia, not on the
Yes.
playing side, but
Mhm.
when they see the card, oh, remember, I met this friend. I forgot what's his name, and we
Mhm.
played together. And it feels, goes to your back to your happiness,
Yes,
um,
it's a very
happy
emotional.
moment,
Yeah. Yeah.
emotional moment, nostalgia.
For sure, yeah. That's why I actually really like TCG getting back into it. Like one is nostalgia, but like just like the community itself, like you can feel the emotions of everyone, and that's actually a really good thing to feel as well. So it's kind of like you feel the happiness, maybe like by myself in this room, but then like when I'm talking to you about it, it kind of like brings me to that next level,
Yeah,
thinking that you know what, I think I'll maybe invest more into it just because I have more people I can talk about it to, and yeah, it's just a really great feeling to have.
and also once you meet your friends,
Oh
when
yes.
you're old, you get to the conversation is different, right? Well,
Yes.
I have a classmate
Mhm.
in New York. So I told him that, hey, I'm going into magic, and then the conversation, mm, was already different, and we talk and talk about cards, and he was so happy that I got in,
Yeah.
because he was playing magic for since 1993.
Ooh, long time
Yeah,
player. Yeah. When
yeah.
it first came out.
Until
Yeah.
now, he's a player actually. He doesn't want foils. He just want to play.
Mhm.
Goes to tournaments. So he went to, and I think he will be going to Flesh and Blood. Calling. Where's it? New Jersey, I think. There's
Yeah,
one that.
I heard about there's some pretty big flesh and blood tournaments coming up
Yes.
that's trying
So,
to revitalize the game. Yeah.
and this week, last weekend was Indianapolis.
Okay.
The one that I did a video for that. Yeah. So there are people that really just wanted to to play the game,
Yeah.
so
And
they enjoy that kind of spectrum. But
yeah. And then sometimes there's some benefits as well. Did you hear about MetaZoo's having that $250,000 tournament at Dallas Collecticon?
yes,
So
yes.
that's actually so I think it's free to enter as long as you're part of the MetaZoo Play Network. So kind of like
Mm,
you go to a LGS that's
yeah.
sanctioned, and then afterwards, then you can apply at the tournament Collecticon itself, and then you can get
Mm.
entered. And then the
So
prizes, everyone kind of gets something. Like first place to 32nd place, there's like more special items, and then you can also get like the coveted egg plushie as well that they have. And then from 33 place onwards, like you still
mhm,
get like promotional cards and stuff like that.
yeah,
So it's pretty worth joining in just from the playability side as well.
yeah. And then once you play, you forget your problems for
That's
just a
true.
few
It's like
moments,
in there.
30 minutes. You're
Exactly.
on the fantasy world, right? So
That's true.
yeah,
Yeah.
playability, people have different kinds of happiness, the trigger, happy
Mhm.
happiness trigger, something trigger
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
triggers
Trigger
the
your
happiness
happiness. Yeah.
brain,
What's
something,
it? Yeah.
or they call it
Oh, called the endorphins, is it?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Endorphins, yeah.
endorphins. So, and for those people, they like playing, right?
Mhm.
So, and also, yeah, for the new Kickstarters thing, playability, I always get I always wanted to know the playability, because you're collecting a box, right?
Yeah.
And you want it to be sealed, and then maybe 30 years from now, and you want it to be enjoyable, right?
Yeah.
Like
That's true.
when you go 80 years old, probably, or 70, then you will open it with your grandson and you can play, right?
That's true. But just from like I think from like you said, you're like 30% collector, like 20% playability, and 50% investability.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of on the other side where I'm uh, like maybe 40% collectability, 50% investability. That's pretty much same as you, and then 10% playability. So
Oh.
like I get the feeling of like I opened up recently a Cryptid Nation booster box.
Hmm.
And as when I was a kid, I opened base set Pokemon, but I was never able to get the Charizard card. And then I never got that feeling. Like I saw like my friends at the playground, they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
look at this! I got the Zard."
Yeah.
And then like for this box, I opened it and I got a Mothman. Like although I don't play MetaZoo yet, I'm trying to learn it, but like it was almost the same feeling. I feel like as if I pulled the Charizard type of thing.
Hmm.
And going down the line, like if my daughter is interested in TCGs, I do hope to maybe share a similar moment with her in the future. But just
Hmm.
as like getting that card and I guess the potential value that comes with it. But and then playability, maybe we'll get into it, but it's just get that feeling, right? From the collector side.
Yeah. That's why I'm happy with just sealed boxes lying around.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
And yeah, and having knowing that you have that in your possession is like fulfillment, right? Just,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I have just 30% collectibility, and knowing that the price will go up in the near future, or maybe will go down, but at least it preserves your asset,
Yes.
your money. So yeah, that's good, right?
Yeah, definitely, right? It's kind of like if you get into something, I would say kind of like cars, right? Like cars, you're kind of investing it, you're using it, but then when you sell the car, if as long as it's not like an antique car or something like that, like the value of the car pretty much just keeps going down. And I think for especially nowadays with collectibles, you kind of want it at least to be like this line or at least like going up
Yeah.
slightly every year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they said that once you buy a car and you go out from the dealership,
Mhm.
and the price is already down.
Secondhand, you know?
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
already, yeah.
Yeah.
It's that's what they said. So
No, I can see that.
I I don't know. I told my wife last time, I don't like shoes. I don't like collecting shoes, shirts. I don't like those things. Um, I don't know what I like. So, and then I remembered Magic the
Mhm.
Gathering, and then this one's TCG, and then oh my goodness, this is my thing. Um, because I want to collect and also invest something,
Yeah.
because I'm a little bit practical on things,
For
you know.
sure. And you know what? My wife is really practical. And to
Hmm.
be honest, I'll tell you a little bit of my background of why I'm able to still collect, although
Oh,
like our
okay.
financial circumstances and all that stuff, like we're
Hmm.
doing pretty well. But it's just because so I sell on eBay and that kind of like recoups some of my
Yeah.
profits again that I can put back into the hobby type of thing. But if she
Hmm.
wasn't able to see that there's some value in like reselling on the secondary market or things like that, I don't think she would be that supportive of my hobby, to be honest.
Oh
So
yeah.
like what I tell her, it's kind of like there's like a 6% inflation rate pretty much. I'm like, and then the card games, like the TCGs, they're kind of like that as well. Like they're kind
Yep.
of always like that, unless you have like what we had in 2020 where you spiked up and then suddenly
Hmm.
there was like a big steep drop. And then maybe that's the only time where it really goes down. Otherwise, it's if you buy things at MSRP, so the market sale retail price,
Hmm.
it can kind of only go up, especially if it goes out of print, right? Yeah,
Yeah. That's why people are buying Kickstarters,
for sure.
because it's
Yeah,
the cheapest that you can get for the product, right?
and the most unique. Yeah,
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 the first ones,
yeah,
the
exactly.
alphas, you know.
The alpha is the first editions, right? The
Yeah,
Kickstarters.
because
Yeah,
speaking of that, because people are really wanted to know that, to get the first, you know, they wanted everyone.
yeah,
I think that's a human instinct to get the
yes, for sure.
first, and to get the first rumor, you know, to get the first news from the war. That's why
Yeah,
we have new CNN, because you can watch CNN on replay, but you wanted to have to be the first, and that's why you go to Rogers to watch NBA on the act in person because you want to be the first to know who won, right?
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
once you see who won, then you text your friend, Raptors won or
I know, right?
LA.
Oh,
Did you watch the LA Lakers?
I
Do you
didn't.
watch what
After
basketball?
not that much. The last time I saw was just when the Raptors won the
Oh
championship.
yeah,
So that
yeah.
was a
So
while ago. So
yesterday, I think yesterday or the
yeah.
other day, yeah, we watched the basketball and Raptors lost.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Like
So anyway,
yeah.
that's basketball. So yeah, so people really wanted to have the first one. So that's
Mhm.
why they want um they want to collect those rare cards.
Yeah.
And I think since our topic is about error cards, I think
Yes.
that's the reason why people are going to the error cards because
Mhm.
if you have 100 prints of, let's say, the very unique card, right,
Yeah.
and one is the error card, so there's just 1/1
Yeah.
error.
And people like to show that off, or like you said,
Yeah,
like
and
just being special. Yeah.
it's distinctive, you know,
Yeah.
because you can't reprint an error card, right?
Yeah, because it was like, oh, well, we
you
made this mistake. Let's not do that again.
because you need to have an exact cut, an exact print on that location, right?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
for those who are in a perfect, maybe 9.5 to 10 or 8 to 10 grade,
Mhm.
you can replicate that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
So
yeah, there's
yeah.
some
So
pretty interesting errors too. Kind of like so just going to Yu-Gi-Oh a little bit. So it's
mm,
called so the first print cards kind of back in the like the when they first came out in the early
yeah.
2000s. So there's like for the Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon set. So they actually the first print is called it looks a bit faded actually. So the borders in the
Mm-hmm,
actual cards, it's kind of like dark brown. But
mm-hmm.
then for there's the first or second print, there were actually it's called faded versions, and they go for a
Oh,
little bit more than the I guess the later prints type of thing.
really?
So yeah, like I only found that out to be honest is because I sell some vintage cards, and
Mm-hmm.
then I saw one of my cards. I'm like, this is lighter than this, and I'm 100% sure it's not sun faded. So like it wasn't because I left it out in the sun, so the coloring kind of gets lighter. And then so I did
Mm.
some research, and it was actually called faded, and then they go for around maybe like a 15 to 20% premium over the actual cards. Yeah. So
So
there's like these
are those faded ones have more print runs or less print
no
run than the first?
less, like you said, right? Like they kind of like noticed that people didn't really like what it looked like, and then they kind of changed it to a darker version. So
So they're
yeah,
less. That's why they
yeah,
collectors are going to it, right?
exactly. And then
Yeah.
it's so whenever I guess the manufacturers make an error,
Hmm.
that's what people go for. Yeah.
Yeah, but some TCGs they destroy it. You know,
Really? Oh, I
maybe
didn't know that.
if I have a TCG, maybe I will also destroy that.
Would you destroy it? Really? It's like
Maybe, yeah,
um
because
yeah.
it's an error. I don't know. Uh,
Well, I guess the thing is like sometimes it's too late to destroy it, right? Kind of like
oh yeah,
with yeah,
if
yeah,
it's in the booster box, yeah, of course. But
exactly.
if
Yeah.
it's in the
Oh, the sheet
uncut
phase.
sheet, yeah,
Yeah.
you can still destroy that.
Hmm.
Or maybe it's in the production line or in the QC, so you don't
Yeah.
want it to go to the market, right?
True, true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but if it's in the market, you can do anything about that.
You're like, yes, I did that on purpose.
I have a lot of uncut sheets. No, sorry, error cards with the I forgot the expansion set MG Empire in Magic.
Okay.
The man, my memory is it's like Fallen Empires. There you go.
Fallen Empires. Okay.
The Fallen Empires because that set is has a lot of problems with quality.
Okay.
So there's so many offset printing, something like that. So I have those, and I don't know if the price is changes, but I don't know.
The
maybe.
off center ones are kind of like a hit or miss type of thing, right?
Yeah,
Because like if you send it for a lot of people are doing grading nowadays, and then so like let's just go with PSA. PSA sometimes they'll give you a grade like 1 to 10, right?
yeah,
And then sometimes they'll have a grade, and then they'll have a bracket
yeah.
OC bracket, and that just means it's like a PSA 8, but it's off center.
Offset.
So
Oh,
yeah, so sometimes if it's
I
too off
see.
center, they might not grade it. But sometimes if it's just a little bit, but it's more than the thing that would affect the grade, then they
Mm-hmm.
will put an OC beside it. And then it's like very, it really depends on with like which card it is, which set it is, and all that stuff. But it's pretty interesting from a grading point of view, just
Yeah.
seeing like the different errors they will and won't grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if they don't want to grade it, so they will just return it to you?
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of
Oh,
times they'll
okay.
just give it back to you. Usually submit it in like what's it called? The card savers. And
Yeah.
then they'll put like a little slip, like it's
Yeah.
kind of like the PSA label thing, and
Yeah.
it'll say the reason they won't grade it, and then they'll give it back to you type of thing.
Oh, I haven't tried grading my cards because
Oh,
I've seen it like expensive, you know. It's eighty
right now it's
dollars,
expensive.
eighty
You have to wait.
dollars.
It's 100 right now. A
Oh man,
certain
for a
middleman
piece?
per piece. Yeah, that's the
Ah
cheapest right
man.
now. It's called regular service right now, at least for
Hmm.
PSA. Like I don't get grade with Beckett or CGC or any of the new ones, but for
Mm,
PSA right now, the cheapest one is 100. But certain middlemen have a certain amount of like lottery slots
yeah.
for $50.
Oh,
But if they
okay.
open the what's it called, the economy class, so maybe the price will go down to like possibly like 30, $40. I don't know.
Okay.
There's just still so much demand. They still have like millions and millions of cards from the
Yeah.
2020 boom backlog. So
Wow.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't imagine how they grade that like and then okay, put it in his lab.
A lot of
Yeah.
times they have machines now actually. So they kind of like the machine
Oh,
kind of scans everything first, and then
yeah.
like a physical person kind of just sees if it's correct or not. So yeah,
Oh
a lot
yeah,
of AI.
they can do that in machines for the centering. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you can
Yeah,
just put a
exactly.
marker there because there's like if the border is black
Mhm.
and machine can detect black between colored.
Yeah,
So maybe that's how they do the centering. And after that, they pass it to submit it to the person
yeah,
so it can visually look at it. So
exactly.
I was working before with inspection. I was in the quality control with us in a company. So
Okay.
I was in charge with that with their equipments, and I can see it's really tedious. You know, operators working 8 hours with 15 minutes break.
Ooh.
Oh man, and they're not the trading card game, but you know,
Yeah, the
the
other stuff.
inspection
Yeah, for sure.
with a glass magnifying glass with lights
Yeah.
on it, and that's
That
stuff.
that's why it's the grading. Sometimes some people think it's a little subjective, like especially if you
Yeah.
get like a PSA 9 or PSA 10, right? Like the price
Yes.
difference is like 8 times to 10 times the amount for that just one that grade. And then sometimes it's pretty much like literally something that you can't even see, like physically see. Like I sent in a few cards. I thought it was a PSA 10. I could
Hmm.
not see any issues with it, but it came back a PSA 9, right? But then
Yeah.
the one that I saw as I thought it was a PSA 9 came back as the PSA 10. So I'm just like, you know what, just have to take it sometimes. That's just how, like you said, the industry works,
Yeah.
and quality control. There are like some kind of human elements to it, right? Like
Human
too many
factor.
hours. Yeah.
What we have what we call the yield of the yield of our inspection.
Okay.
So what's coming in versus out, it's always at 95%. So there's
Mhm.
always like
The
percentage of
margin of error.
5%. Probably those are, you know, operators quarrel with their husbands
Yeah.
and then work there and then,
Means
you
of
know,
work.
it's
Yeah.
not his mind is working out from outside of his brain,
Exactly.
you know, and he doesn't see she doesn't see the whatever
Yeah. The
scratch
smile.
or
Yeah. Yeah. Like
dents
the minor error on it or
nicks
something.
something
Yeah.
like that. So yeah,
Mhm.
it happens, and I've seen that other people see like dirt inside the slab,
Yeah.
the hair, something. So it
Yeah.
happens.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's why I haven't gone to grading my cards. But the good news is that Genesis have their grading in Canada. So
Oh,
there's
nice.
yeah. So
The,
I'm yet to know more about that with the announcement of from the creator, because
like are they thinking of starting their own grading company, or
no,
is it like using an
they
existing one?
partnered with a
Oh,
grading company.
did they partner with MNT? That's the only
Yes,
Canadian one that I know of.
yes.
But then only Canadians really kind of know about MNT. So on the market, there's not that much of a premium if you grade it with MNT though. So that's the only thing right
Oh,
now. But that could change as more TCGs use MNT type of situation. But
mm-hmm.
because most of the market, it's kind of like in the US or or in Japan, like for Pokemon type of situation.
You know what?
And
It's just matter of trust, because
yes,
MNT is new and people doesn't, it's not that popular. So the trust in there is like, what is 70? The only
well,
important thing here is that your card is authentic. That's the only
yeah,
thing that you want. You send it for grading because you want it to be authentic. Not
yeah,
for me, that's my target. The
that's
bonus
true.
will be the good centering. That's just a bonus for me. But
Yeah.
saying that this is from Genesis,
Mhm.
from the manufacturer, I'm good with that.
That's
And
true.
and the price is, I think, just less than $50. Yeah, and it
Yeah,
it is cheaper if you send it by
bundle
bulk.
up. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I
So
might
that's pretty.
send some because I have alpha here
Mhm.
from Genesis.
Yes,
So
definitely.
those
Then,
and signed by the creator. So
yeah.
so I can send it to them soon. Yeah. So yeah.
And then from a collectability, investability side, it also you have it in a slab, right? So it's protected as well. So you don't have to worry about the quality of the card kind of fading throughout the years, right? Because like you said, there's whitening, there's like fading of the colors certain times,
Yeah.
there's moisture damage. There's a lot of things that can happen if it's even in a binder or
Yes.
you even if you keep it sealed. To be honest, sometimes the cards itself, being in the packs themselves,
Hmm.
not the best protection.
Yeah, and also don't expose it to light. Um,
Yes.
because UV can damage
Oh,
your discolor your not the light itself, because
yeah.
light spectrum is composed of UV on the other side and ultra infrared on the other
Yes.
side, but this ones are not that. 340 nanometer can down can destroy, or 420 nanometer can
Okay.
destroy um, the material, um, and then 420
Yeah.
up to 800, it doesn't that much, but infrared is just giving heat.
Mhm.
So the light itself is, the whole spectrum is not that bad, but
Yeah.
UV is
Mhm.
the one that is really bad,
Okay.
will
So
degrade a lot.
so
Yeah.
so so when I buy my UV protection display case, I'm gonna talk to you first because I want to
Oh
see
yeah.
if it's actually worth getting those because they're really expensive compared to like the
I have
regular.
an instrument to measure that actually.
Do you? Okay. Well, I'm definitely contacting you then
If you
when the
want
time
a
comes.
420, 300 to 400,
Yes.
320
Um,
nanometer.
I'm like,
Like,
this is like 410. I'm gonna return it now. Doesn't protect my
oh yeah,
cards.
that's what I think I have to do a business.
Yeah, you know what?
No, no.
New
Just
business plan,
joking.
right? Mm.
Because some say that it's UV protected, but we don't know. There's no certificate. But
True.
I think there's one. I know that once you said UV protected, they will give you a certificate that it's
Hmm.
inspected, that it's a UV
Oh,
protected.
particular one. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. And
definitely.
under the sun, don't put it in your dashboard.
Oh yeah. All right. My collection's in the basement, so I'm pretty safe in that respect.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Mine is in the boxes. Oh, it does.
Yeah.
I put
Yeah.
them in the box, everything. So,
Yeah. Same here. I have so many totes. They're kind of like stacked on top of each other a little bit. But
but you know what?
yeah,
I would like to have like a shelf with my cards there. You
would
know,
be beautiful. I know. So you can
like
actually enjoy it as well.
like rotating, showing you the Mothman.
I know. You have like the non-UV lights, maybe even like going onto it.
Oh yeah, of course. Not, make sure that it's not
Yes.
UV light that exposing that. Yeah, and
Mhm.
even if it's in slab, and then
Yeah.
rotating. Wow, that will be really cool.
It
I
will.
like those
Exactly.
this display with mirrors. Yeah, I
Oh,
have a
yes.
friend. He has a Transformers, Voltus 5, so those robots,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've
figures.
seen them. Yeah.
So he likes collecting those, and he put it in those glass. But for
Ah,
me, I'm a little bit practical on things, so I said, "Ah, man, if I collect that, I like Transformers, I
yeah.
like those figures, but if I move to another house,
It's be
that will be difficult, you know."
it'll be a tough move. Yeah.
Yeah, if I move my for example, if I have a Black Lotus, for example, I don't have a Black Lotus,
Yeah.
so if I have those, I just put it in a notebook, then move, right? And or
Exactly.
maybe you travel, travel
Well,
to
hopefully if you have a like an alpha Black Lotus, I'm hopefully it's in like a like diamond case, and then it's like handcuffed to your hand so no one can grab
ah,
it off, you know?
not in a notebook.
No, not maybe
No,
not in the
it's
notebook.
good in a notebook because nobody cares. What's
That's
that?
true. Until
But
like
if
one of your
if you're
sons,
handcuffed and then oh yeah,
that's true. It's too
it's
obvious. That's true.
too obvious, right? Like,
Yeah.
or maybe you go to the airplane, you just buy a book with something, something, and then just carry it, and then you don't know that there's Black Lotus, Mothman, all the Charizard.
Oh
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
yeah. So, and also, I think collectors, it, I think collectors are, I think there's like collectors are short-term investors.
Yeah,
No,
definitely.
long-term investors.
Long-term interest. Yeah.
That's what we call collectors, I think, because there's
100%. Yeah.
some time in your life that you're gonna sell it,
Exactly.
right?
It's like if you're not gonna like most people, I don't think they're gonna do like generation to generation. It's like here, keep this for your daughter or grandson, daughter. And then
No,
she's just
no. The
gonna
way they say it is that
Mhm.
I want to keep this
Yeah.
because when I get old, I will pass it to my grandson so that he can have an investment, you know.
Yes,
But it's
that's
still
true.
an investment.
Yeah.
So I think um that's what I believe. Like maybe it's not collectors. It's a collector category, but it's a long-term investor,
I think
right?
you're a collector until you sell it, then you become an investor. I think
Yeah,
that's a good way
correct.
of putting it,
You're a
maybe.
long-term
Yeah.
investor.
Yeah. Like a lot of times, like maybe for like when my daughter goes to like college or university, or
Mm,
even if she goes
yeah.
to like getting her master's degree, like it can pay for that, right? Like if I just sell off the
Yes.
collection at that time, it's like everything's so expensive nowadays, right? And
Mm-hmm.
inflation's going to only go up,
Correct.
and our salaries are going to maybe go up like this, but while
Yes.
like inflation's going up like that, right?
Correct.
So you have to have some type of investment, I think, nowadays in order to live more comfortably and to attain certain things that your family needs.
Yeah, it's a must. It's a
Yeah,
must.
yeah.
It's not like well, we're a bit lucky here because
Mhm.
you haven't
Yeah.
lived in Philippines, right? But
Oh,
for
no.
me, we don't have a something like RESP,
Oh,
or we don't have a
pension fund or
education
something.
allowance
Oh,
for kids
oh,
from the
yes. Yeah.
government. We have
RESP. Yeah.
maybe we have some, but I don't know. Maybe just a little bit, a little amount.
Yeah.
But in here we can have those those allowance for the kids, so those will be used for the college, right? But
Yes,
if
exactly.
it's not enough, then you can use your Mothman to help them.
Exactly.
So I talked to, I have some group of investors as well, and people are
Oh,
saying that I have now I have now daughter or son,
mhm.
I want to keep this for them, for
Yes.
their college and for that. So I guess collecting is a long-term investing. So that's what I believe,
No, no, no,
you know,
I agree. Yeah, definitely.
because you don't want to, just leave your collections until you die, something like that.
Yeah.
You
Well,
wanted to give it to your sons, right? Or to
mhm.
your,
Or
yeah,
your children, I guess.
children.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes like for my collection, right? Like I have it back here. Like most of my collections like in these boxes or
Yeah.
like in the binders. Where is it? There it is. But
Mm,
yeah, so those ones like I kind of like just pull them out periodically to look at them. Sometimes I feel like I'm more of an investor than a collector,
mm-hmm.
but it's just because I want to be a collector, but sometimes like I'm so afraid to take it out because I'm afraid to drop it. I'm afraid to damage it somehow. And
Uh,
then yeah, so that's why I know protection, like the protective cases are really important and all that. But sometimes they're pretty expensive. Like let's say like the Elite Trainer box I have there, that was what, like $70. But then the
mhm.
box itself, if you want something, it's like $30. So I'm like, it's half
Yeah,
the price of the actual product.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the box, you mean the
Oh,
acrylic
sorry. The
box?
Yeah, the acrylic box. Yeah. They
Oh yeah.
actually in the US, they have at Targets, they actually have like a cereal box that fits the Elite Trainer boxes perfectly. And it costs like $12 USD.
I think it's the one plastic one that's
Yeah, the
flexible.
plastic one. Exactly. A lot of people use
Uh,
them, but we don't have Target in Canada, right? So
no, but for me, I like the ones that is sturdy.
oh,
Like
the yeah,
it's
the
not
actual
it's
sturdy
not
ones.
flexible, you know.
Yeah.
So
But
they,
then I have like over like 20 ETBs. So that would be like how much money times 20? That's kind of
well,
expensive to be
okay,
honest.
if you want just 50 cents, I can give you shrink wrap. Try to
I'll think
scratch it.
about it. Yeah,
Try to
that's true.
scratch it. It's difficult to scratch. you know.
And it
So
protects against dust, right? You know?
yeah, and if you don't want the how it's folded, just
Yeah,
remove and put another one.
that's true. Yeah.
Every year, change it.
Yeah, I have to think about this, you know?
Yeah,
Maybe I'll advertise it as well.
it's food grade.
Yeah, food grade.
Shrink wrap.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good protection as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to have like a shelf with boxes there.
Yeah, that'd be
Soon,
nice.
when my 2-year-old grows up,
Yes.
maybe
And
5 years old, yeah, I can tell him that don't touch that. So he knows. But now I can't.
yeah,
You
no.
gotta climb up to get it.
Or you can put it in like a secret room. It's just like the collection room and you
Oh,
have it like in lock
he
and
can
key.
open it, you know. Oh,
Oh, that's
with a
true.
lock and key. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
difficult.
yeah, that's true though. You have to go to extra lengths in order to
Oh yeah,
protect it that
if you
way.
have
Yeah.
a mansion, you can do that.
Yeah.
One room is just for collection with the um the access code.
Oh yes, yeah. Or you can have like a retina scan.
Yeah, with laser,
Yeah, exactly. Turn it on.
and it would alarm the police once.
I
Man,
think some people do have those rooms, right? Like those
oh,
people's
of course,
collections are worth
yes,
like $1 million, right?
of
And then it's
course.
just like
They're
it's crazy.
gonna hire the, I forgot the security here in Canada, the company,
ADT. Yeah,
ADT, yeah,
yeah,
probably.
yeah,
I'm sure because it's millions, you know.
yeah.
Like, how much is the, like, Logan Paul, the fake one, but just the fake one.
Oh,
But
the box through.
if it's not fake, it's 3.5 million. So you have to
Yes.
protect that, you know.
Yeah, 100%. It's like I can't even imagine where he would store it. It's kind of like, would you put it in a bank? You can have it in a vault, I guess.
Yeah, I have a friend. He put it in a bank. You can
Oh, he
pay.
did.
There's a vault in a bank,
Mhm.
where you could pay yearly.
Yeah.
So, and you can go there, open, you know. But it's like, if you want to, you can see it. You can.
That's the thing.
It's
It's
like for me, I have a mutual fund. I invest in
mhm.
mutual fund and something like that. But I can see, I'm not happy. I'm not that happy because I can see any
Yeah,
tangible thing that I can touch. Right? I can see the report every quarter.
exactly. You'd be like,
Oh,
these
it
numbers.
it grew up. Oh, it was down, and then that's it.
Yeah,
But for the trading card game is, oh
yeah.
man, this is really beautiful art.
There's that, yeah, emotional enjoyment that you get from
Yeah.
that for sure.
So, and we only live until average of 85. So
That's
so
true.
we still have few more years, right? So
Well,
to
hopefully a bit,
enjoy
bit more than a few more years. Yeah. Yeah.
years, centuries.
Years. Yeah. Centuries. Yeah. I like that one better. Yeah. Oh, wait. Century. Maybe decades. Decades is every 10 years. Centuries
Oh,
is 100 years.
yeah,
Unless,
it's 150. Hi guys,
yeah.
Ben trading cards here.
You never know. They might
105,
develop a thing.
150. They're gonna develop some kind of injection and it will make you young.
Yeah.
Or
Exactly.
just press the filter in the
Oh, yes. That's true. Well,
it
let me
makes you
change my filter right now. Yeah. To 30 again.
so you're so old but you look young and the way you speak, yeah, it's gonna be like that.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. So I think yeah, that's error
Yeah, I think
cards, collectibility, playability.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think we
that's
covered it pretty much. I think it's like we can have like a whole different discussion if you want about all the errors I know. There's just so many errors for every single game type of thing, right? But it's
yeah,
you just have to be in that niche to actually enjoy it. And
yeah.
then yeah.
But for me, since you're talking about error cards and probably you're in, how many percent are you in error cards?
Not that many actually. I just know them. And then some of my old cards, it just ended up being they were error cards because they're so old, right? Type of thing.
But are you in the collectibility of those cards?
Not really. I'm more into sealed because
Yeah.
I feel like there's a yeah, it's just less of a risk type of thing, right? Like error cards. Suddenly someone like everyone could just suddenly decide they don't like error cards and then the
Mhm.
price just plummets, right? So I don't know.
Oh
I feel like
yeah.
it's a bit of a higher risk for
Or
those.
maybe we haven't seen a community that has those those
Yeah,
interests, you know?
exactly. That's
Maybe
the
there's a
thing.
Discord that they just go to error cards.
There
Maybe.
is like for Pokemon, there's the elite
Mm-hmm.
forum, right? So e forums, E4, and
Uh-huh.
then they a lot of people there actually there's specific threads about the different error cards that there are,
Mm-hmm.
and there's some that are just so crazy. It's just like a little speck on the side, and then
Yeah.
that makes it an error type of thing, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. So you can check that out. Check out E4 if
E-
you want. It's they have some pretty
E4.
interesting yeah E4. Yeah,
Yeah, but some other TCGs, I think they haven't had
no,
any
definitely. There's no
error.
database or anything like that,
Maybe
really.
soon, 3 years from now, once Kickstarter's delivered and a new expansion set's coming out, maybe they gonna do some error cards
Yeah, so
groups.
it'll be cool to see for sure.
Uh, okay.
Yeah,
So yeah, I guess that's it. And we're gonna do some more episodes of
yeah,
TCG Talk, and let's talk more about what else about TCGs, right?
yeah,
And
exactly.
for our viewers, they can comment down below what kind of topic that we are going to talk about.
Mhm.
And I have an idea. Maybe we can have a guest,
Yes,
right?
let's
With
do
three
that.
of
Yeah.
us, and let's talk about some experts in TCGs or creators that
Yes.
we're gonna, you know, we can do that, right?
Yeah. And hopefully I get a
Okay.
haircut before then. It's been like half a
Oh,
year. Sorry, I've been picking my hair a little bit throughout
you
the.
know what? I have a long hair last time. It was like up to here. Yeah, I braid my hair like
Oh man. Well, you can see in the back actually.
yeah. Last time I was
Mm,
2 years ago. I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Time
Okay.
flies, man. Yeah.
All right.
Mm,
Okay. Thank you, Peeweez,
thank you.
for coming to my channel, and I hope we can do more of these ones. And guys, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.